Hey, I'm here. I've arrived again. So what's this gonna be about then? Right. I was thinking of things to possibly do for the channel because I'm super into shifting, like a lot. If I meet someone after the pleasantries, I'm like, so have you heard of this? Just like to soft launch it. And sometimes they're like, no, I haven't heard of it. And I'm like, okay, so it's super out there, but it's this. So safe to say I'm really into it. I have a ton of DRs made, and I'm thinking maybe I should potentially make a video on that. I think that would be really nice, just to talk about it. So, what have I talked about the experience? Because I have not had many shifting experiences. I have mini shifted a few times. There's another one I could talk about, which is like when I went into the void state. It was for a fraction of a second, but it was the void state. And till today, I still feel so excited knowing that I really did go there and that did happen. It genuinely fills me with so much joy. Oh my god. Anyways, whatever. So, I could talk about that. I could talk about the one random experience with Jiro. I don't know, it's mainly My Hero Academia. Can you tell? So that one experience with Jiro, I could talk about that one too. What else can I talk about? It wasn't even much, was it? I've already discussed the League of Villains one, but I feel like it was way too rushed. It was rushed, but I spoke a lot. There's a lot of waffle in that. So I'm thinking maybe I could remake it, but way short, like 3 minutes, something really short. Like maybe I could make something really short out of it. Sorry, I've been looking everywhere but the camera. I don't know, I think it's just I'm not really comfortable on camera just yet. I don't think I am, but I'm really not. Okay, what angle do I stay at? Like, what's nice? Okay, whatever. So I could talk about like what shifting methods worked for me and which didn't. Which I think is very useful. Oh my god, I have one tiny smolder of an event that happened with Haiku. Tiny speck. Yeah. What other one? I had a dream, a really cool... Okay. Instead of brainstorming, let me see if I can recant one of them, right? So what am I going to talk about in this video? The thing is, it's not like I'm lacking things to say. I have so much things to say. I don't want to waste any more time. Oh my god. I'm going to talk about that one time that, because I did promise this, that I was getting my shit rocked, and that was like one time. I was just about to. Okay, so here's what happened, right? I was minding my business. I lay down. I had some free time, and I was like, you know what I'm gonna do in my free time? Not my homework. Please do your work, your college work, your homework. I didn't do mine that day, but I did it afterwards. I just prioritized shifting that one day. Please don't do that. Please do your work first, because then you'll have all the time in the world to shift afterwards. You have years. It's not gonna run away from you, I promise. So that one day I was deciding that, hey, let me whatever, but no, I was like, hey, let me do some shifting because it's fun. And so I did a meditation, and I lay there and I had my eyes closed. I had my eyes closed and I was all like, visualizing, and then what the frig happened, bro? Right, I was laying on my back. You know how I said in the previous video that if I lay on my back like this, I start thinking of like I start visualizing myself like directly staring ahead instead of being like, oh, I can see my landscape, my surroundings. I can't do that. I have to see myself as like upside, like literally lying down. Like my POV is fucking lying down. So I can't shift when I'm lying down because I'm always like, even though I try all the time, I fall asleep all the time. I'm always like lying down and I see my POV like directly ahead of me, so it fucks up my visualizations. But what I have done is usually I lie with my head tilted a different direction, or I just lie on my side and it works. So like more on that later. So basically I was laying there. This is the age of the starfish position, the fucking Raven method type, but I didn't use Raven method because Lord, I would die of boredom. I would be shaking. So what was I using? I think I was using the 5 senses method, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? So I begin to, what the fuck even happened, bro? Yeah, I remember that. So I was laying down, and my POV was directly, I think this is what fucked me up, because my POV was directly ahead of me like this. And then the first face I see is Bakugo's, and I was like, what is this? Because he was off to the side. Like, let's say you're laying down. He was like here, right? Like his head was here, and then like Ojiro was over here, Tokoyami over here. Like there was like people like gathered around me, and they were standing at, they were like right up against it. They were standing at a distance. So I was like, what the fuck is going on here? What's going on here? And Baku was like filthy villain, and I was like, whoa, because remember my previous DR, I had said that I was going to be not a double agent, but because I want to have best of both worlds without having to skip through different DRs and get my friendships all mixed up, I wanted, damn, the fucking shrinkage. I wanted microbangs, but the shrinkage fucking got me. Okay, so I was thinking of the reason I made the whole DR in the first place was because I wanted to be able to experience, like, you know, the League of Villains while still sort of hanging out with the others in one class. And so I did. And that was the whole DR. Basically, that was the whole DR. So, yeah, I think somewhere along the line, I must have mixed that up in my head as I was visualizing. And so because of that, I got stuck in a DR where I was a villain that snuck into UA. But I was still a teenager. I went in and I got stuck. I got caught. And I got my shit rocked, basically. That was the entire, that was the whole shifting experience. So I opened my eyes, I looked up, and I see all these characters begin to come into view. And I'm saying characters because I don't think I fully got there. I decided to dip very quickly. So I started seeing all of them, and they were all there. I think Bakugo kicked first. He fucking kicked, like full leg kick. And I felt a jolt on my side, and I was like, this is not right. And so I forced myself to wake up, basically. I was refusing to shift into that world, because what the fuck is bite me? To shift into that world, because I felt the kick. And Tokoyami was looking down at me so fucking disapprovingly. And like, have you ever been glared at by a bird? It's not a fun thing. Like, it's not fun. I felt so sad in myself. I was like, what the fuck? Because he was like, I was like, okay, damn. And then Ojiro was just glaring at me. Like, not even the disappointed glare that Tokoyami gave, but like a proper glare. He was like, and fucking Todoroki on the other side was just sort of calm. He was just looking down like, I don't think he even joined in. He didn't. He just sort of stood there. But fucking Bakugo, Ojiro kicking me. On the other side, Ida was like across and just sort of standing there. I can't remember what he was doing, but I'm sure he was trying to like discuss telling somebody else. Midoriya just looked at me sadly. Like, he looked at me like he felt bad for me. He was not participating in the beating of my ass, but he stood away and he was like, I'm gonna let them handle this. He didn't even bother stepping in. I think this was like very early first year, when he was just getting comfortable with the environment, so he was not ready to start anything he couldn't finish, and he stood afar from me looking down with an apologetic look. But he was like you walked into this one, but I'm sorry for what you're about to receive. And that was the look I received, and I knew I was not going to shift. I was not going to shift to this world. And so I remember like literally sucking my soul back into my body. I refused to shift into that world. Yeah, sorry, my nose is real ticklish. I refused to shift into that world because I knew I was about to get rocked, and I did not want that. Why would I want that? I think the reason I didn't feel pain is because I literally scripted that I would not be feeling any pain, because I know the kind of shit I first few seasons. What the fuck is Aizawa? No thanks. No thanks. I don't want any pain in that world. So I scripted, because everyone's like, make sure you feel no pain, like whatever. And so I scripted that I would feel no pain. So I went there, but you know when you're on anesthesia for like your fucking mouth or something, but you feel there's something going on in there, but you may not feel the pain. That's what it felt like. But it wasn't just that. I felt like an ache in my side. So there was no like if Bakugo kicked you with the essence of Bakugo kicking you the way he wants to, you'd feel it. So I felt like there was a persistent ache afterwards, but it was not like I felt pain, because I said no, I wouldn't feel pain, but I did feel an ache in my ribs until I shifted back. And even so, I nearly was like, I still remembered mentally the feeling. So that was not a fun time. No, it was not fun at all. I think I was meant to meet Toga back outside. She was outside the building, I was in, because I scripted that my powers were just going to be like whatever the fuck I wanted. Again, I don't want anyone getting the jump on me in that world. So I scripted I literally have whatever the fuck I wanted. And because of that, I was able to probably teleport in there. The class, it was one thing I know that the class looked like where I was in was not the room. It looked like a fucking woodwork. Like, it's like the support class. Like, it looked like a support class, which is weird because I've never seen that in the show, but it was like huge, and there were a lot of tables in there, and a lot of like wood stuff, and they were carving things, but not decorative thing, but they were carving like weapons and prototypes and all that. How all the guys were there, I did not know, but there was an alarm blaring about like an intruder coming in there, so the backup was on the way. Why would I put myself through that? So I shifted back out. That was I was starting to visually see it, and I was like, this is not something I'm gonna be involving myself in. So I went back. Yeah. So maybe I'll make another video like right now, and maybe I'm gonna talk about the one with Jiro. Okay, I'm gonna include it in here. The one with Jiro was not even that much. What happened was, because it was so fucking, it was like 3 years ago now that I'm saying this. It was 3 years ago. But what happened with her was not even that deep. It was like, okay, not that deep is an understatement. I was dying. I was dying. I think I was dead. I think that's why I didn't shift there, because I probably had died. Now, I put this is the age, this is before I heard, like, don't script that you're gonna die, or whatever. But I don't want to be, like, immortal in that world, because that would, like, bring the wrong attention to me. So, I think I just scripted that I had the capacity to heal myself and fix myself or whatever the fuck. But, I don't know, I was laying down, and I was shifting into this, and my throat was closing up. I was laying down, and Jira was above me. And her little ear thingies were, like, going everywhere, and she was, like, one of it was down in the water, because apparently I fucking drowned. So I was in the water. It was like a puddle. Basically, they got me out. It was like a puddle, whatever. And Mirio was over there. Like, he was standing above, and he went to go get help because I was not responding. But Jira was meant to put her little earphone jacks to the water to check my heartbeat. And my throat literally was closed. I felt cold, throat all closed up. So, yeah, I'm sure I died. I'm sure I died. If I didn't die, I was really close to it. So I decided to not go there. Because, like, the only thing I could see was her directly in front of me, like, looking distressed. I can't remember if she was crying or if, like, my eyes were just, like, fucking watered up with the water on my waterline. But yeah, she looked pretty distressed, and so I just decided to not. I don't think I wanted to go there. It was cold. It was bleak. You know, I died. So I was like, I don't want to go there, and I did. I shifted back out. Again, it's like little mini shifts, but it was not a visualization because I can close my eyes and picture myself doing something, but it's not clear, you know. But when I was going into that state, this became as clear to me as the room we're in, but slightly blurry. And I wasn't asleep because I brought myself back out like really quickly, willingly, so I wasn't asleep. But I think that was wild that two of them, my ass was getting kicked and the other one I was about to die. I think what happened was because my fear subconsciously is that I'm gonna get beat so fucking bad. Like that's a fear of mine because I'm shifting to shonen anime. Obviously I'm gonna get my shit fucking beat, you know? So I'm terrified. I'm terrified of the eventual ass whipping I'm gonna receive. One of my DRs is meant to be Chainsaw Man. How can I fucking shift to Chainsaw? If I can't handle My Hero Academia, how can I shift to Chainsaw Man, you know? So, like, I'm always terrified of, like, getting my ass beat. And so I think that's why I nearly shifted to them. Because I probably was there, like, I hope I don't get beat. I hope I don't get beat. And then... right. Damn. That shrunk, like, over time. Rapidly over time. Oh, my God. So, yeah. That was that experience. Anyways. I'm missing something else. I had a dream. This was a dream for sure. I had a dream after, like, when I tried to shift again, but I fell asleep and I had a dream. And it was about the UA girls. And it was really accurate to their personalities, I think. But it was pretty fun. And I could talk about it later. But I think the video has gone past, like, 11 minutes, which is kind of... So, yeah. Later.